Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, also known as Ball Men Do It Better. And I am the top G under 50 G's, teaching you guys how to get chicks without having to be rich from a certified cocksmith. Now, the topic of today's video is I will explain to you guys the pros and cons of dating white women as a black man, because it's not all it's cracked up to be. I noticed there's a lot of discussion on the internet in regards to black men's preferences and the stigma behind black men dating white women. And there's pros and cons to both. So if you're a black guy or you come from the African diaspora and you want to know what it's like to date white women, or if you've never dated white women before, or if you're just starting to, I'm going to explain to you the pros and cons of dating white women and what to look out for, right? And why I personally prioritize black and Hispanic women over white women. And I'm gonna put Hispanic women first. Sorry, that's how I feel today. But anyways, number one, and we talking about all pros first. White girls are way more friendly and less likely to ask you for your money. This is probably two, but I wrote it as one, so I'm putting it as one. White girls are way more friendly. They're way more teethy, especially if they like you. When we talking about attraction and we talking about a black woman liking you versus a white woman liking you, the black woman could like you or be attracted to you more than the white woman. But the white woman who is still attracted to you, she's more likely to approach you, strike up a conversation, right? Now, in general, if you know, most women, instead of just striking up a conversation and blatantly putting their interests on the line, they fear rejection more than men do. So instead of just directly saying, yo, I like you, what's up? They'll do what chicks do. They'll hover around you, right? They might mention something to you that don't really mean nothing, seeing if you'll take the bait, things like that. But if we talk about who's more likely to be direct and be like, yo, I want you, white women. But let's move on to number two of the pros of dating white women. Most white girls have a for us mentality, while unfortunately, most black girls have a for me mentality. Now, psychologically, we can go blind and attribute this to slavery and growing up in the struggle. Things like that, unfortunately, have made black women more selfish. And it is what it is, man. Not all black women, but a lot of them. This is going to be a controversial video, man. Unfortunately, I'm not a Dr. Umar type nigga. Yes, I love black women, but I love the snow bunnies too. I love the Hispanic women. I haven't had an Asian woman. I've had an Indian woman before, just once. If she looked good, what color got to do with it? You know what I mean? There's things to adjust to when it comes to culture and things like that, but they're chicks. They're here for us. Women are like fruits, right? Let's say if black women are bananas and white women are oranges. Am I supposed to only eat apples for my entire fucking life? No! I want an orange too. And I want a banana, pause. I want a strawberry. I want blueberries. Life is variety, you feel me? But let's just move on, right, to number four. White women are more willing to do anything in bed than anything. So if you on that level, she'll get on that level with you. She'll get on that level with you, for sure. Moving on to number five, right, of the pros of dating white women. White girls spend more money. Any woman that spends more money is a woman worth having, man, period. Man. Only way to know a woman likes you is if she opened that wallet, period. Number six, and my final on the pros of dating white women. White girls are more submissive, but I have a theory on why some of them are when it comes to us black men that I will reveal at the end of my list of cons of dating white women. And since we're there, how many minutes we at right here? I'm gonna continue this video, right? I'm gonna add on now the cons of dating white women as a black man, right? Number one, she'll never understand what it means to be black. So there's a level of empathy that she's gonna want to have so bad, but because she's not a black woman and she doesn't understand how being black really affects you in America, right? the subtle things that black people see that white people don't see, she won't ever really be able to understand. So when you having these kinds of moments, you would have to go talk to your sister, your mom, right? Other black people. You can't confide in her if she's your wife even. You can tell her how you feel. She can feel bad that things are going on. But also, because she's never had to live that reality, she won't be able to feel it internally on a level where she can really empathize with you. But moving on to number 2 of the cons of dating white women. Issues raising mixed children. Now, if you're the man, you're the head of household, the kids live with you, the woman of the children, who's a white woman, lives with y'all, this will be easier to manage. However, if you're not with this woman, you don't have custody, and these children are mostly around lily white, very white people, right? Which happens sometimes when you're dealing with a generation that's 1 or 2 generations removed from just not even racism, but just not being around black people like that. And all they have is TV and sexy red videos in order to understand what black culture is. Y'all gonna have some problems with these mixed children. They're already mixed, so they're already gonna have that one point of not being black enough for the blacks, not being white enough for the whites. It's gonna become a headache if you choose to have kids with white women. But moving on to number 3, you can never fully trust a white woman, especially if you're wealthy. Now, when I see these celebrities and when I see these athletes and how most of them, when they get on and they get that big bag, they have either a white woman or a white passing woman. And I be thinking, because I'm a black man, I'm thinking, so you have children with this woman who's either white or already mixed, right? She might be half black herself. Your children will then be born less black than either of y'all, right? That child gets with a white person or a Hispanic person. In 1 generation, all of that wealth is taken away from the black community. When I look at these celebrities and they be with these white women, I'm like, yo, what are these white women doing? White women will stick it in with you for 10, 20 years before they show their horns and then just take a nigga for everything he got. They'll let you earn more because they know the stipulations is after a certain amount of time, they get more money. So past 5 years, they get this. Past 10 years, they get this. And then she'll take all your bread and move another nigga right in your house or go back to white men, all type of shit. Take your wealth, keep it moving. As a black man, you could trust white women even less. You have to have your eye on them. I feel like you have to have your eye on them because you don't know what her ulterior motives are. You don't know what her parents is telling her. Grandparents was telling her growing up. Especially if you one of the first black people she was with or really was dating. It's spooky out here. Number 4, white women like to be mishandled in the bedroom, right? Which can lead to serious problems outside the bedroom, depending on who you're dealing with. Now, what I'm talking about is a worst case scenario, right? And I'm gonna give y'all 2 examples. The first example is the Shannon Sharpe situation with, she like a 21-year-old OnlyFans girl, where if you got any kind of common sense, you could tell that they was getting off on the whole Black Mandingo Warrior King, right? Where this is clearly a woman who liked to get handled very roughly in the bedroom. Hello, she's mentally, what kind of woman you dealing with when she's on OnlyFans? Or she's doing porn? When you listen to their conversations, they clearly had this kink thing going where he would talk to her a certain way, she would feed into it, and then they meet up and he'd get his Black Mandingo Warrior on. You know what I'm saying? They was probably cosplaying and he was acting like the slave, sleeping with the slave owner's wife, taking advantage of the slave owner's wife, all type of shit, right? But she had a plan the entire time. I'm going to get evidence of this man talking to me a certain way. And when I'm done, I'm going to take this black man's money by presenting myself as the white woman who was taken advantage of by this huge black man with all these muscles, and he's so much older than me, and now it looks like he was at least mentally manipulating me and all that other shit. He fell for it. And now she ain't never got to work another day in her life because he gave her 50 M's. Right? And then another situation is personally with me, right? Whereas like I used to work at a Pizza Hut, right, a couple years back. And there was this white girl that started working there. First weekend she started working there, we linked up. She picked me up from my mother's house. I was living at my mother's house at the time. And while we fucking, she wanted me to keep like on her, right? Squeezing on her boobs, like her. And of course I was doing it, right? And in the middle of us doing all this, I'm not thinking about it, but I remember after that, she had bruises on her breast and she was sending me pictures of it, saying thank you and shit, right? Like, she had fun. Of course, I knocked the satin out the pussy, but that's what I was doing. But like, started thinking to myself after that, I'm living in South Carolina. In the worst case scenario, she's younger than me. Of course, she was of age, but younger than me. She gets mad at me. She takes these pictures to the police and say, yo, this man took advantage of me. He took the pussy from me. I literally hit it, and I hit this white girl raw, so there's definitely evidence of my DNA. I could be in jail right now for that. I could have been, if it was to go that way. Also, she had a thing of saying like a kinky way. So I'm also catching myself thinking like, what if somebody outside the hotel room really thought that I was really like taking it up? And they just called police and police came. Then I just like, these happen when you're dealing with white girls, man. But the last thing that I want to talk about is, in regards to the end of my pros of dating white women, the submissive nature of a white woman that they possess may be completely fake. And this goes back to the Shannon Sharp thing and all the shit that I'm saying. Like era of the world that we living in with modern women, can you really trust the submission that she's really giving to you? You really don't know the submission if it's real or not unless you have nothing to offer her. But here's the thing. She wouldn't even be dealing, no woman's really going to deal with a guy who's not offering nothing. So it's like, you tell. But anyways, those are my pros and cons of dating white women as a black man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Kiki Benny. KK Benny.